Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Really Weird Shit on Steroids, episode 30.
I know. Can you believe that?
Jeez,
I know.
that's ridiculous. I think this would technically be like, what, our third season or something?
Maybe.
It's-
Yeah,
if we
probably
were to do
3
this
years.
as like
Yeah,
episode, like, yeah.
3 years
Yeah.
we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
long time.
for all of you guys who have been here throughout the entire thing, and ladies, of course,
Yes.
please write below and tell us, because
Yeah,
that's just
say
awesome.
I've been there the whole time, or if you've only been here this time, that's okay. Let us know that
Tell
too.
us how long you've been watching us.
Yes.
And on
Watching
that note,
us like this, it's like, oh, I don't want to see, I don't want to hear.
I don't want to see. So this is Laura Lee Mystica, and I'm Daniel Flowerdew.
Yes.
And so welcome to our show. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. And turn up the speed. Yeah, playback speed, because that always helps, and it's always more fun.
It is. And our videos can be pretty long, so putting on speed will also save you a little bit of time.
And then you can watch more in one night.
Exactly. Then if you watch it in double speed, then you have enough time to watch
two of them. That's right. You can get through all 30 of them in, I don't know, a couple weeks. So it'll be great. Oh, God. So I guess we'll do first the weird shit on the farm. It's something we do every time. So here we go.
Perfect.
Okay. So first of all, more on the beet saga. These beets that I've had they're a year and a half old now, and they're like, maybe the biggest one is like, oh, and you can see my thumbs. We'll tell you why my thumbs are black later.
There's a good reason for it.
Good reason. So they're just this big.
They're not dirty.
No.
But we'll get there. And so the beets are tiny.
And I went out there. So I eat beet leaves because they're really good for roughage stuff. So the ones out in the garden got nasty overnight, okay? And then the new ones that I have, some are nasty, some aren't. Then the very old ones out by my door are a year and a half old, and they're just kind of sorta-ish. Then I went out there and I ate one, and all of a sudden it was kind of squishy and really watery, and it was salty like tears. I'm like, holy crap. And I thought, I gotta have Daniel come out here and do this.
Right away, she calls me, you have to come out here and try these. Do I have to?
I don't wanna.
I did it last time and it was terrible.
So how was it this time?
Oh, terrible. Terrible. They literally did taste like tears. The one in the back door, and last time I was here, they were just fine.
They were fine.
They were perfect. They had good beet leaf flavor,
they were like normal.
Yeah.
Small, but normal. Yeah.
But they were really gross.
Really? Well, if you like tears, I don't know.
I guess if you add it to your soups, you don't have to add any salt
to
it.
Right.
Yeah, they were not good.
If you like tears, all of a sudden I heard the song, The Tears of a Clown. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was singing that yesterday as I was walking out here, just like the tears of the beets.
So we don't know what is happening to our beets, but he got to taste test all of them last night. The ones in the kiddie pools, the newer ones that I have in little planters, and then those on the back.
And also, I want to say real quick, because I'm looking at my eyes in here, I do have a light back here, and it's doing something weird to my eyes. I was just looking at them, it's like they're really light blue and kind of.
Well, light blue is cool.
So just so you know, that's not just me. That's
cool
the light in the back. Okay. So I'm not a reptilian or
Well, don't they have like green eyes? I've got green eyes. More like me.
Yeah, you're the reptilian.
Well, you're the salamander calamander.
Oh, today we were doing notes on something, and it was something that was messing with everyone's perceptions, and she was trying to read her own notes in her own writing, and it gave us a good laugh. Yeah. So instead of Commander Salamander, it was Samantha Calamander.
And we just finished that right before we did this. We just got clear with that, and it had to do with time and the Montauk clock and yeah, it was gnarly. We'll tell you about that one next time because we got lots to talk about.
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of weird shit on the farm.
Okay. So then the walnuts. Okay. They had a good crop. Well, ish. They had a crop. I'm not going to say a good one because we've got like 17, 18 trees out there. Okay. And they're all fully grown. Okay. And I went and checked on them. And at first I thought there was like a dozen out there. And then we went last night and there was more than a dozen.
A lot more.
But with walnuts, it's really, you have to be really particular. You cannot harvest them when it's raining or if it's just rain. So there's been a couple of years where it rained and they'd fall on the ground and they'd rot. And so you have to, if they haven't fallen, then you shake the tree to get them to fall.
And they're big trees.
Yes, they're big.
I had to do all the shaking. It was a lot of work.
So you shake the trees, they fall to the ground.
And they hit you in the head.
And sometimes they do that. Yeah.
That happened to me like 3 times yesterday.
So then you have to go through them, and the ones that don't have any cracks in them, you just leave them. Okay, so we had to go through them. The ones that do have cracks, you have to peel it open, and look what it does to your thumbs, and it stays like that.
Now what's funny is mine aren't, well, okay,
Well,
they do look pretty bad now, but I've got them all over my hands because I was like grabbing them and then breaking them open, and yeah, so try washing your hands with that. It looks really bad and it's not coming off. No.
Yeah.
It's
well,
there.
and I think we got about 60, 70, 80.
Probably somewhere around there. Walnuts, yeah.
Walnuts. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Woohoo! Thank you, walnuts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then.
And one of them, we have they have a small tree way in the back, and we went through and we gave all of them fertilizer.
Oh, yes.
We pruned them a couple of months ago.
So taking care of them.
And he gave us one really good walnut. And when we were picking it, it was like, yeah, I only could do this because of you guys. Thank you for all the love. This is my way of trying to pay you back. So, haha, take that, Illuminati squirrels.
That's right. Oh, yeah, it's the Illuminati
The Illuminati squirrels. Can't forget them.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they, last year, none. They got them all. The year before, none. They got them all. Okay, so I'm like, you have to time it just right between the squirrels and the next rain. and I was telling him that they were Illuminati squirrels.
Because they just want everything and they don't want to share.
No, it's like the saying goes, I want my fair share.
All of it. All of
it. So, yeah, those Illuminati squirrels did not get their way this year. So we were thrilled about that. Okay, and then we finally installed the camera for the chickens so we could spy on them, see what's going on out there. Because I've got something, it's probably a squirrel, but it comes in at night from inside and then eats all their food. Like, it looks like it licks the bowl because the bowl is like clean. I'm like, what kind of animal does that? So we'll let you know. We don't know what we got last night. So we will let you know. The camera's up. So we'll let you know. Camera's up and rolling. And okay, then the chicken shed clock, it's had such weirdness. And it started losing time again, right? And then it died. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to have to change the batteries. So then when I looked at it the next time, as I was looking at it, tick, tick, there goes the second hand. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so then I went back out and it had stopped. And so I checked the batteries. Batteries are okay, but I put new ones in anyway. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how that goes. And okay. And you haven't checked this, but okay. So I got
brand new watch.
Brand new watch.
We're just gonna show you pictures.
Yes. Okay.
You don't have to be a contortionist here.
This is black with white letters. My other one is white with black letters. And what's this one doing? When I check the time on my computer and check my watch so I can make sure that I'm getting all of the time, the 10 minutes of exercise, right? So I wait for it to change and then I start. It's been going 1 second sooner and it's been doing that for like 2 weeks now. So
Pretty
it's
much since you bought it.
so it's doing the exact same thing the other watch did that eventually died. It finally quit, and it's yeah. So this one's just taking up taking up the baton. And what did you say it was doing? It was doing. There was something with my energy field that was sucking up the time. I don't know. There's something weird with
There's
that.
something about your energy field just messing with the technology. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Which now we're calling it the Lucy abilities because,
Yes.
you have to watch the movie Lucy.
Watched it. We watched it last night.
First 15, 20 minutes, yeah, it's a little scary, but trust me, it's worth it.
Oh, it gets
It's
really
worth
good.
it. It's
good.
worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a
So,
lot of truth in that movie.
so instead of X-Men abilities, which I still might call it that from time to time, but today we're calling them Lucy abilities.
That's right. Okay, and then we'll tell you the more of the story later, okay? Because this has to do with the big bad wolves. I had this thriving bush. Now, remember last time I talked about my columbine on my deck, and then in 3 days it was gone. Okay, then later we got this big bush. We've had it for it's probably 20 years old. Okay, beautiful. And then in 3 days it just withered up. All the leaves withered up, and it died, crusty.
Yeah. Now, it was hotter weather that time, but this plant is in the shade, and it's been around for a long time.
It gets water every time you water everything else. It gets watered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it does not make sense for it to just die like that.
So I'm watering, and I'm like, I am so sorry. What happened? It says, you can water me all you want, but until you get rid of that big bad wolf, it's not going to fix anything. So get on it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, one more thing to do. And when we tell you the big bad wolf stories, then you'll get the rest of that. Okay, and then we had this storm. It was on the 9th of September, so it's been about a month. And I was out in my cabin, and I slept through most of it, but like at 6 o'clock in the morning or something, I hear this bang, this clap, and it was like the biggest thunder I have ever heard. And I heard the crack first, and I thought it was right outside my window. That's how loud it was. And then the thunder was so strange because it would kind of die down, and then it would get really big and loud, and then die down and big and loud, and it felt like it was circling. And it would roll. Now I know what rolling thunder is. It would roll for like I'm not kidding, like 5 minutes before it would go away, and then another clap, and it'd do it again. It was the oddest thing I have ever seen. So there was something weird about it. Okay, so then I find out that it hit the neighbor's tree, and we'll have a picture of that. And she was outside when it happened. She said her horses were going bonkers, and it fried her her stove and her fridge. It just fried everything. So it was close. And I was getting that it took the bullet for a lot of things. It was, and I said, it's okay, it's okay. And it says, I think we'll live. I think we're going to live, we're okay. So I'll tell you more about the tree later as things go on.
And one thing I think is interesting is your neighbor on this side had a maple tree that was struck by lightning years ago and recently broke in half and has, it's basically on its last legs.
We call it the shaman tree.
And then this tree over here was hit by lightning.
Yeah.
So it's like there's something about the energy that's important for
something
for around here. I don't know, but yeah.
And so the shaman tree's gone, but he went over and got some branches from it because one half of the shaman tree fell down, and the other half was like leaning, and they said it's not gonna live. So he went and got some pieces from it, and he's going to make some awesome things out of the shaman tree. So that's awesome. So I think that's all for Weird Shit on the Farm for right now.
No Fluffie Butt stories here?
Fluffie Butt. Well, let's see. Oh, Come on back.
Since they're
Come on
on the
back.
farm, let's go back to the farm
Yes,
here. Okay.
yeah, we're going back to the farm. Fluffy butt report. I don't know why I put that there. Okay, so these reports are so funny. Okay, so the fluffy and you can if you go to number 28, that tells what happened to the fluffy butts and
So
why
if you
they're
don't know
still
who
here.
they are,
Yeah,
that's where you
they're
go to
big
figure out what they are.
fluffy chickens that we just adored, and after
Lots of fun stories.
after they died, they came back to help out. Okay, so the fluffies wouldn't come out until the last wolf, the Theta wolf, I'm doing it again, was exterminated. Um, I was feeling pretty good after hearing Daniel's amazing story about the gears. Do you want to tell about the gears?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
go ahead and finish this here,
Okay,
and then I'll explain what
okay,
the gears are. So that way
yeah.
you guys get
Finish
this
the story.
story.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Finish the
So,
story.
would you? So I went out to the chickens. And as I looked toward the donut, I started singing, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to work we go. And the fluffy butts flew out there like a water fountain. And this is what they normally do. If you go back on the other shows, you can see that that's what they did in the morning. And they flew around like a water fountain coming out, but they looked fake and kind of like the ones an AI would do, AI generated. So I checked to see if they were fake, and they were. So bam, I exterminated whatever it was, and then checked the fluffy butts, and they were still in the donut but didn't want to come out. And I cleared the property with 555 billion sparkler eggs, and they still wouldn't come out. And there was something I needed to know, but they couldn't tell me. What the quack? Well, later, Daniel said that we still need to get the Theta and Delta wolf. And I said, no wonders the fluffy butts didn't want to come out with the big bad wolf stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. They've had enough of dogs.
That's right.
They're done.
That's right. Do you want to do that before I do the next fluffy story? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that you guys have that story, I'll explain what the 3 gears are. So a while back, there was some upheaval in my household. You know,
Yes.
a lot of political crap. We'll just say that. And most people that are in my family are still very religious. And as you can tell, I'm not. You know, if you know me, you know I
Religion is
so
back religion.
exactly, except for not that symbol.
That's right. I had an X. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, there we go. Or maybe a plus sign.
Yeah,
if
maybe
you do
a plus.
if you do it just right, you know. Oh gosh, my fingers are so okay. Walnuts. So I was sitting out on my deck. I don't get to do this very often, but I was out there enjoying a cup of fresh coffee, just kind of enjoying the morning. And I was thinking to myself, okay, what is God? You know, everyone has their own perspective on what God is, and you know, and I stopped seeing God as a person when I was like 12, right? I left from religion back then.
You smartened
Just
up at 12 before your 13th year.
Yeah,
before
exactly.
your teenage years.
Exactly. Oh, and then in my teenage years, I was the smartest, right?
Yeah.
Absolute know-it-all. I don't know any teenager that's not.
Yeah.
So I was sitting out there, and my Suma said, change it into an acronym. And so we changed it into Gears of Dignity. So there's 3 main gears. First gear has to do with nature, the intelligence behind the authentic, uncompromisable powers of life and death. So, you know, the bees knowing where to go, you know, birds knowing when to migrate, the seed knowing how to grow, working together with the wind to get where it needs to be in order to grow. Um, you know, and it's not completely perfect. You know, sometimes the seed blows somewhere and it's not going to grow there. It's fine, you know. But first gear is nature, so connecting it with nature and being okay with it. Okay, because nature's not always pretty. Okay, Look at typhoons and things like that. Of course, nowadays we have to deal
There,
with man-made weather,
man-made. Yes.
but nature started it.
Mhm.
Just kidding. I love nature. The second gear has to do with authentic omni love from the hardcore star, and it has its own checks and balances. It's not a people pleaser. It is not a enabler. The hardcore star really helps you to stay accountable for yourself while also realizing that other people need to be accountable for themselves and their responsibilities. It changes things and it makes it so that way we can have real community, right? And the main word that kept popping up for me with Omni Love was the word unity. Really working together, you and I together, right?
Mhm.
If we're gonna get into the
Mhm.
whole,
That's good.
what
Yeah.
is that? The love guru, into me I see. But it works. It works. It's
That's
funny.
funny.
And then me is my experience, but there's actually some truth to
Mhm.
that one. So that's the second gear. Second gear is Omni Love, and it is an alchemizing force as well. So it really does help to create unity. The third is the gear of individuality. Understanding what you bring to the table, having authentic confidence, being able to realize that you have your own important information to share, and not thinking that it is the end all be all, but understanding that it is a part of it. So, your individuality is really saying, hey, I like the color blue. I really don't like chartreuse. It's
Mhm.
um I like getting stung by stinging nettles. I get other people don't.
And that's okay.
And that's
You won't
okay.
force it on them.
Exactly. Some people might not want to have black fingers by collecting walnuts. But when you work with those three gears, it really does help you to activate your own, your own dignity, really, and take God completely out of the
And
picture.
your
But
own authenticity.
yeah, exactly. You become more comfortable in your own skin, and it's not that. Not only are you comfortable in your own skin, but you start to really recognize more of your worth. That omni love and the individuality together really help you to understand your own worth. So it's pretty
So those
potent stuff.
gears were
Yeah, and
important
it
stuff.
ties into the infinity star system. So omni love going up into individuality, omni love, nature. It all comes together.
Yeah,
So
very cool. Very cool
yeah, yeah.
info. Awesome.
Okay, my
Okay.
10 minutes is up. Okay, back to
On
you.
with the show. Okay.
Unless you're in double speed listening to this,
That's
in which
right.
case
Okay.
I only had 5 minutes.
Oh, girl. So I'm going out there. This was on the 16th of September. So I started singing, Love the Peeps, Love the Peeps.
Oh, and we're
Da,
back
da,
to the
da, da,
fluffy
da, da.
butt
Fluffy
stories.
butt
Yes,
stories. Yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
yes.
And some of them joined. I thought that there was an imposter like what we had before. And I got no. Um, and then I heard it's some other chickens. And I'm like, okay. And then I heard Halloween girls say, we're teaching the other chickens you had here how to sing.
Mhm.
I thought that was so cute. Okay. So then on the 25th, I came out and sang, Fluffy Butts, I love you.
Someday you should make an album of
I
all the songs you sing to your chickens.
a chicken, chicken album. We'll have
One
to
of
do
the
that.
songs will be Ass-Angel.
Yes.
Ass-Angel, Ass-Angel, the
The
one
one
I
I adore.
abhor.
We will do that. That's on our bucket list now. Okay, so I'm singing Fluffy Butt, I love you. And the Fluffies came out and started to dance. And they said, thank you for getting Theta Wolf the last big wolf of the last big wolves. And then I let the crazy crew out, and that's the one that has, that's the one that has Heidi Roo. And so I was checking his spurs, and he lunged at me.
Which is not normal, or which is not abnormal.
Yeah, that's not abnormal for him. And I said, "Gosh, I was just making sure they weren't digging into your into your leg." Sheesh. And then I heard, "What a little shit." I was not like that. He's not like us. And I checked to see who it was, and it was local. And she was one of our original Fluffie Butts that came before that. She's like the oldest one that came before the flock of 10 that we had that were kind of rescues. And so, so she was the oldest chicken. So then one more Fluffy story on the 4th of this month, October. The Fluffies were more distant and quiet. And I know I can't read my writing now.
Oh no, it's back. No, it's still gone.
No,
it's still gone.
I said I know they were busting at seams, but this seems to be a pattern of things busting at seams and a pattern. That must be where the busting came out. The seams, I mean. I still got that switcherama going on in my head. That when they cross, they're very close. So the norm is that after they cross, they just hang around for a while and interact and stuff. And they're very active at first and then move on. And later that day, I heard from Daniel that they were helping
slaughterhouses. They were helping chickens on other farms.
So that made so much sense. They're helping him, like helping him cross and then helping them get back at the what were they doing?
So I started buying eggs now. I don't eat them very often, but I make sure to get, pasture raised, non-GMO, local, I have a whole list that I go after.
Yeah.
And I was cracking into some of these eggs, and I was like, gosh, maybe I should have muscle tested these first to make sure they were actually good. And then when the Fluffie Butts came in, I don't remember which one now, but they said, "Oh yeah, no, they're our friends." Well, we haven't really met them, but but we like them. They're good people. And then they kind of showed me a picture of the Fluffie Butts going out to various farms and experiencing what life is like inside of the good farms, and then showing that to some of the other chickens that are in the slaughterhouses and stuff. And be like, you see now, what you're going through is not okay, and we're going to help you cross over. We're going to help shift all of this, and
giving them some hope.
And sharing that energy throughout the slaughterhouses is going to help to undermine the ass souls that go in and feed off of the trauma.
That's right, because they're going to be all happy. They're like, when we die, we know where we're going, and we got friends in high places. So screw you, losers.
And according to Purple Pecker, low places too.
Yes.
There was one story we shared a while back where we were trying to pet her. So here's the floor, right, and here's her, and so we're going. Gosh, my hands are so gross. And so we were reaching down to pet her, and she just kept squishing down and down, and she was like pretty much flat on the ground. So
before you got to pet her,
she just squished out of the way.
Yeah, she was so cute. So they are doing their job. They're awesome, and that's the end of. I was going to say chicken farm. I am so backwards today. R.W.S. on the farm. I got it. There you go.
You did it.
Okay. On to the next one.
So now we got our regular weird shit throughout the hologram.
Yeah.
Not just on the farm.
So, this I called pyramid handlers, okay? And this was on September 30th. And I was working with a client's friend who was definitely SSP. And she had probably more, but the two of them I was picking up on were the two handlers that were mainly controlling her. And both have been messing with her since she was 5 years old. Now, this is kind of normal for SSP. They work together monitoring her, and they are in another dimension. So that shows you kind of what they can do in SSP. And they're not human, ET, or AI. And I'm like, what the quack? What are they? And they are life form that is a pyramid. So there's like two of them, two pyramid life forms, okay? And they were side by side, and they were more like a artifact or talisman, and they can move around in between dimensions and are sentient. And I checked to see if there were scads of them, and I got no, there's only these two, and I got thank goodness. And they've been around a long time, kind of like the pyramids, around a long time. And all of a sudden, I'm getting a scratchy throat. Must be something important to this, huh? And one of the D-Monster scientists made them as an experiment. And they can do almost almost anything and make almost any outcome they want. So you got that kind of power to make anything and outcomes. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I call in home team. I can't do this on myself. This is, I was going to say above my pay grade, but I don't get paid. So, um, so I called in home team as backup, and these things were like a serious threat. They did not work for anyone, and they got rid of their creator scientist. There I go again. And we're freelancers now. And they do business with the SSP. That's their business thing. But they're freelancers, they're not partners. They just do business with them. I had to get very focused on how to handle this humongous threat. And so many people, life forms, and thank goodness I had home team backing me because this was bad. I had to do different protocols and that I've never done before on these things. When I finally eliminated them, I called Daniel to have him recheck and make sure that these things were actually gone. And he just happened to be on another call with another client, and he'll tell you about it. And ironically, they were working on a similar artifact that had to do with SSP. And his client said, go ahead, take the call when I called in. And I have to go to have a potty break anyway, so go ahead and take the call. So he scanned and did a double extermination on it just to make sure that the ones that I was working on were gone forever. And then when he got off the phone, I looked at the clock and it was 10:55. Now, if you want to tell your side of the story, we were working on
I sent you the
stuff.
notes, so I don't remember what all it was. Honestly, it was so long ago.
Okay, it was.
But yeah, it was very interesting because the client and I were working on literally the same exact thing. We had a lot of very similar key phrases that we found. It was very spot on. So of course I was laughing and.
Which helps.
But it was a part two. What I was working on was part two. She got part one. I was working on part two,
and together we got both parts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got the harmony.
Yep.
So yeah, so that was awesome. Okay, then there's an autoresponder anti-egg. I'm like, okay, so this is on the 4th of October. So this is just a few days ago. It seems like weeks ago, but it was only a few days ago. This morning I was having a hard time getting into my power zone, and we'll talk about that later. We're still getting the information on that. That's when
We're getting the words all worded up.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry, go ahead. You were going to explain it. Go ahead. Go for it.
I'm trying to think of how I would have inverted that, but yeah. So it's when you're just like really focused, you're really calm, and you can just do stuff that you normally couldn't do. And so we're both learning how to get in the power zone, and it's making things easier and more effortless. Instead of taking 5 hours, it takes 5 minutes. Instead of 20 minutes, it takes 2 seconds. So it's amazing, and we'll tell you more about that. That it's way cool. Okay, so
It's the Lucy powers.
it is. It's the Lucy powers.
Accessing your Lucy abilities.
That's right. Okay, and getting in the power zone is very easy when you're focused on it. Okay, but the focus isn't like, that kind of focus where you're like zenning so hard.
Yeah, and one video that will help you guys understand this more too is we work on the information. We do have a video we made about Ascension and super consciousness. And that video is going to have a lot of good intel as well. That'll give you a little background as to what power zone is. So
good memory.
we'll put the link of that in the
Good
description
memory.
below, because I don't remember what number it is.
Of course, but at least you remembered it.
I
That's
remember
good.
that we did it.
Okay, so then I had issues getting my egg to work. It would slide around. It was so weird. It would slide around and get ski-wampus and was acting really, really weird.
And this was happening to a lot of HRT at the same time. It was happening to me too.
It would go wonky, and you try to put it there, and it'd like move around, and
like a mirage. It would kind of like,
yeah, exactly, just wobbling around. Oh, that's funny. So I was half asleep, and I thought it was just me till I got more coherent, and I asked my Summa if there was something wrong with the egg, and got yes. And I looked for who or what was doing this, and found it was an anti-egg. Shoot. So it was part of an endgame program, and it came on slowly yesterday. So this would have been the 3rd of October, after I was really getting adept at my power zone. And it got stronger overnight, and I looked for its creator, and they were all exterminated, thank goodness. And the D-Monster had it made, and it was for its, she had, let's see, D-Monster had it, I can't find my place. There we go.
Yes.
I am so all over the place.
Let me know if you want me
had
to...
it made. I'm almost done. I think I can get through this. You can do all the wolf stories.
Okay.
You can do your wolf stories. I'll do mine. Okay, so the D-Monster had it made. And it was humongous collaboration effort of 100 people and things that put it together. They figured if it went off, that they wouldn't be around. So they put everything in it. It's like, okay, if we die and we're not here, we're just going to kill y'all anyway. We're just going to ruin you. And so they put everything they could imagine in it. And after it got its info, after I got this info, Home Team could come and step in and help me exterminate the anti-egg and all the other endgame programs associated with it. Now, there's still probably some out there somewhere, but it was all the ones that were associated with this. I kind of felt alone and lame before that, and I'm feeling very strong and connected to my Summa right now. It was really funky yesterday. Looks like we dodged a pretty gnarly bullet, and I thank Home Team profusely for all their help.
Yes, thank you, Home Team.
Thank you, Home Team.
Thank you, Home Team.
Okay, so this is yours. There you go. Wolf story.
Okay, so we did take out the big bad wolves, because there's more than one.
Just so you know,
originally
they're all gone.
We thought there was just one.
Oh yeah.
And I took him out during a session with the client, and I was like, "Yes, we're done.
We got this.
We got it." And then I called Laura Lee, and I was like, "Yeah, we did this." And I was like, "Oh, but there's more."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And but we'll get to that in the notes here.
So I can read mine. So there was
most of this is yours. You know, you'll find that with me, I do not like keeping notes. Laura Lee has to deal with it all the time because I gripe every time. How do I have to? I don't wanna. So most of these are your notes. I have little I got
Well,
little
you do.
paragraphs
Okay,
here and
you read
there.
it all then. I'll sit
So
back and eat my popcorn.
so just so you guys know, this is mostly all from Laura Lee's
Yeah, this is
perspective.
my
So I'm going to be saying I a lot, but I'm talking
about
for her.
me. Oh god.
Okay, so Samander Calamander called me and had a 9.9999999 threat on me. Okay, so we found out it was the pufferfish's bro. Pufferfish we talked about in one of the last episodes. We'll link that below as well. And the pufferfish hates this brother. Note to CS. Okay, I have been reading pufferfish notes and remembered he is self-created. I checked to see if his brother is also self-created and got no. I just got that he is some kind of mirror creation, and pufferfish was used for the blueprint. I'm getting he is fairly new and has all the power-hungry attributes pufferfish used to have, but his creator is adding some extra evil to make him worse. Like we found today, he could not be rehabbed, and this was on that's
way back.
Wait.
That's September.
Yes.
August.
August. I couldn't remember the word. I was like, wait, what is before September?
You're getting my shit on you.
I know, and I blame you. It's all your fault.
It is.
All memory hates you.
Lost skeleton and cadaver joke. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and let us know in the description how many of you have actually watched that show.
Yes, we would love to know.
And if you haven't, become one of the first.
Yes.
Okay.
To tell us.
Yeah, and just to tell us. Just yeah. Okay. So, so we found he could not be rehabbed. Who and what the hell created him? I think it was some kind of rogue AI that wants to own/control everything, but somehow it is blocked from doing it personally, so it has to have something do it for it. Lots of it's here. I haven't, and that is on the notes. Lots of it's here. I have an idea on what to do next, but can't write it here. So now we get into the big bad wolf. So he was trying to take us all out so things can shift forever in his favor when the time comes. He wants to control everything, and the money system is definitely involved. Note, my Columbine and Bush, from her perspective, were killed by this magic of life and death, creation and destruction. Big Bad Wolf has limited control of this type of magic, and it is his favorite type, but he is also afraid of it because it is unpredictable, as it has its own inherent intelligence. He had over 5 artifacts helping him. He's more than 5,000 years old, but goes in and out of time and go into stasis. And that's why we were hearing that he was new, because he was created new, went back in time, and, gotta love time manipulation.
Yes.
It confuses everything.
Yeah. But
so,
time is on our side now.
Oh, yes, time is on our side. So,
just saying.
So Wolf prefers to work alone, just like Pufferfish did. He's sort of self-created like Pufferfish was, but Wolf differs from Pufferfish as he cannot be rehabbed. He gets a high off of death, like choking someone out. Some kind of suffocation kink. We were going to look into the word for that and couldn't find it. So he steals endorphins and power from things that are dying. He got over 160 highs off of almost killing one of the perverts that I know. Off and on, he would get him close to dying and then bring him back, and he got a high off of degradation and BDSM. So 8/31/2025. Gosh, that's like 8 days after the first set of notes. So from Lorlee's perspective again, I just heard after reading about Big Bad Wolf going in and out of time, Michael Ash wants to help, one of our allies.
Okay, now Michael Ash was, he was doing on the Montauk project, and he was one of their main people that could use the Montauk chair. Okay.
And we also have access to one of his interviews, and we'll put the link of that in the description, so you can hear some of his experiences from his own mouth. Really cool.
And guy. He's not around anymore. He's like He
He's
vanished.
one of our allies, like Amika, no longer
Yeah,
in
he
body,
just
but still
all of a
kicking
sudden
ass.
gone. There's nothing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened to him. It's
Hmm.
very strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Michael Ash said that he had interactions with this big bad wolf, and it really messed him over, as he was doing covert missions with his overt missions. He said this thing is pretty scary, and no one has dared to try and take him out. You will need your entire home team to back you on this. Make a list of his strengths and weaknesses first. So the big bad wolf's strengths kept getting mixed messages on who is his creator. Turns out he killed and ate his creator 2 days ago on Friday the 29th of August. Literally consumed him to have his power. His creator was Jin-ish and not detected when we took out the teeny weeny genie or the other genies that we took out several years ago. So he was half Jin and half Anunnaki. So one of his other strengths was he has control on all manner of currency and currents and the haves and have-nots.
Real asshole.
So, mm-hmm.
Or ass genie or whatever.
Yeah, whatever he was. Big ass
Yeah.
genie. So his weaknesses, first weakness is, of course, us HRT. Okay, so we were just reading the list, and then my phone said it ran out of data.
It ran out of space.
I have 128 gigabytes on there. It should not have done that. So it was saying that I had one app that had like 38 gigabytes it was taking up. And so we had to spend a good 15 minutes just clearing out my phone. So
And it
we,
said that what we had done so far was 4 gigs, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
so
45
far
minutes is
the
4
video,
gigs. Yeah.
so far the video that we've recorded so far to this point has been 4 gigabytes. And it's like,
I don't think so.
that's like a gigabyte per 10 minutes. It shouldn't be. No. So, anyway, we're
Okay.
almost done here. So, we just got done reading through the strengths of Big Bad Wolf. So, now we're going to read through his weaknesses. So, his first major weakness is us HRT. And I just realized I'm not holding on my rocks.
There you go. Get that
Okay.
right.
Get them back in my hands. Okay. So, us HRT and home team, authentic Omni Magic, Omni Justice, Omni Power, Omni Love, and also Omni Sumas and Omni Laughter.
Omni laughter. That was a helping.
So,
you needed to have that in there.
yeah.
That's what they hate.
Yep. So another one of the Big Bad Wolf's weaknesses was he was afraid of the powers of life and death because it could flip on him at any second. He only used the old corrupted rules
That's right.
of the powers of
He
life
be
and death,
gone now.
which the old rules were pretty much in order to save a life, you have to kill a life. In order to give a life, you have to take a life. And
The
we
corrupted.
don't run on those
version.
rules anymore.
No.
So now on September 2nd, 2025, during a session with a client, Samander Calamander and home team, so me and home team took out the big bad wolf, which we are now calling the Alpha. And he was trying to get people to not use the rocks and eggs. We then discovered there was a beta wolf and others, including the Gama wolf, which is the one that killed her bush within 3 days. And, within the 3 days, it went from lush and green to just crispy and dead. So, after I took out Alpha Wolf, it was literally within the next client that I had, I took out Beta Wolf. Beta specialized in infiltrating timelines and had an AI computer base, and it decided what would be reversed and when. There is an overlay on all personal timelines, because there's one major timeline that we all share, and then each person has their own individual timeline. This was all tied into the series Dog Star, as well as all 50 of, I'm assuming, is the Beta Wolf's artifacts. Me and home team rescued 7 of those 50 artifacts and sent the other 43 to rehab because there were 2 corrupted and had to be taken 0. Gama Wolf, no, okay, deleting that part. Okay, so down to 9/6/2025. So yeah, we got it. We got to edit that.
Okay.
That is not right. I don't know how that passed both of us. That is all jumbled up. And of course, I'm going to take that out of the video. So, yeah, I'm going to reread this one more time here. So I'm going to delete all that first part, come to here. So, Beta specialized in infiltrating timelines, and he used an AI computer base, and it decided what would be reversed and when. Now, every person had their own overlays over their own unique timelines. Now, all of the system with Beta Wolf and Alpha Wolf was tied into the Sirius Dog Star, and the Big Bad Wolf used 50 artifacts to complete his work, to do all this crap. Now, CS, me, and Home Team were able to rescue 7 of the 50 artifacts. The other 43 were too corrupted and had to be taken to 0. Okay, so 9/6/2025, I just got in from watering, and the burning bush said he didn't need water. He needed us to finish the wolf project. So now on the 19th of September, note to CS, I just got in from locking up the chickens, and halfway there, I stopped to listen to a really loud cricket, and it sounded like it was inside one of the logs. So I keep walking, minding my own business, and all of a sudden, it felt like someone shoved a needle into one of my right toes. And it was also like a shock. I walked a few more steps and it kept doing it, so I took off my shoe to see if there was something in there, and there was nothing. Then I put my shoe back on and kept walking, and it did it again. And again.
And again.
This time I took off my sock, and there was still nothing there. I left the sock off and put my shoe on and kept walking, and it kept shocking me. After I locked everyone up, it kept happening, so I took off my shoe and sock and came up in the house, and it still keeps shocking me off and on, even when I'm not walking, especially when I move up or down.
The toe up or down.
Especially when, especially moving the toe up and down. So what the quack? I said a bunch of screw you losers when I was outside, and again just now. I checked and it is only like a level 1 threat, but it is connected to something that is an 8.8 threat. Yeah, I think it's tied into the Theta and Gama Wolf. So here we go. We added in another wolf secretly, but now you'll see why. So at one of the points in between here, we discovered that there is a wolf for each major brainwave. So Gamma, Theta, Alpha, Theta, Delta, Beta. Yeah, so Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Theta, and Delta. Okay.
All of them. Yeah.
All those.
All 5.
So there was a wolf for each one. So Gamma Wolf. So the gamma ray operates between the brainwaves of 30 to 100 hertz. And he was exterminated on the 8th of September by Laura Lee. So the gamma brainwave is the fastest brainwave associated with heightened alertness, focus, improved memory, and problem-solving, enhanced learning, and information processing. Also, a gamma ray is a powerful form of electromagnetic radiation characterized by its extremely short wavelength and high energy, originating from unstable atomic nuclei or cosmic events like supernova and black holes. Accelerates anger, rage, and flames. Gamma radiation is connected to cancer, Wi-Fi, 5G, and solar radiation. And megadeath via radiation, connected to the burning bush in the Bible. So, story. Okay. So, again, just to clarify, this is all from Lurley's perspective. And I have to say that for myself, too, because it's hard for me to read it. Because it's like, that's not me.
I didn't say that. I don't talk like that.
I didn't say this. So, it's not my burning bush. So, my burning bush kept reminding me to get in on this project. So, a few of the allies came in. Tesla, Zeolok, Pingu, Cryon, Alvin, Draki, Mr. Secret, and more backing her.
Yeah.
You see, it's confusing. So, my Suma always on my shoulder and bilocating in my heart. And then a couple of her personal allies were already there in her hardcore star, but I was not detecting them at first. They're not always aware of what I'm doing. So, Egg the Gamma Wolf, all of his upline, there were none. All of his downline, which had 2 dectillion, and his outline sideline. or, those he rubbed shoulders with, and attached random phasers, keeping them hidden. So, found a few hours later working on one of the clients and did it retro. Get intel, give karma, and then zero them. Replaced with truth, justice, and karma, accelerated truth, spreading about all lies we have and are being fed, with stabilizers to keep people from going crazy when the truth hits them. Also, rapid regeneration and strength for people and things they fried and nuked. Then broadcast from my core star love and internal strength and rapid regeneration to all the planets, or to all the plants, sorry, to all the plants and animals that were injured. And then Draki locked and sealed, and then did all peripheral protocols locked and sealed again. So I check on the burning bush and all the limbs are really dry. I trim some of the branches and my antennae keep going down as to whether it will come back to life.
So we'll find
So,
out in the spring.
yep. So now Beta Wolf, and these ones are my notes, so this will be easier for me to read. So the Beta Wolf's brain waves, those frequencies are between 12 to 30 hertz for the beta frequencies. He was exterminated on the 2nd of September. And so the beta brainwave is present during active thinking, problem solving, arousal, and concentration. Excessive waves are associated with anxiety, agitation, irritability, insomnia, and poor cognition and daytime drowsiness. So he was also very good at time manipulation, and he got his directives from the Alpha Wolf. And he was taken out literally an hour after I took out Alpha. So to the Alpha Wolf. Alpha brain waves are between 8 to 12 hertz. Now, this wolf was taken out on the 2nd of September. So the alpha brainwaves occur during relaxed wakefulness, daydreaming, and meditation. Promotes calmness, focus, and mental coordination, but can lead to overstimulation, depression, or anxiety if prolonged. So his story is that he ate his creator from the Sirius Dog Star. He was the alpha of this entire group. He was able to manipulate the magic / forces of life and death using artifacts. And as we said earlier, he was afraid of this power because it could turn around and really bite him in the ass. So he was also able to use his other brothers here to access people's timelines to reverse healing that they did, and then tried to blame it on the rocks and eggs. So the reversers weren't on the rocks and eggs here, as we have found many times in the past. Sometimes they'll have
Yeah.
these on the rocks and eggs. This time, it was on our timelines to make us walk away from the rocks and eggs. So then on to Theta Wolf. And now this is Laura notes. So the theta brain waves are between 4 to 8 hertz. He was taken out on the 24th of September. So the theta brain waves have to do with light sleep, creativity, intuition, and accessing the subconscious mind, often occurring during meditation, daydreaming, deeply relaxed, inward focus. Those are the main words, is deeply relaxed and inward focused. Now, imbalance in this can result in mental fatigue and drowsiness, and irregular theta responses are linked to anxiety, OCD, and ADHD. So, story from Laura Lee's perspective, I worked on a client's property and found 4 animal ghosts, which were a dog, a horse, and then 2 laboratory experiments that got away and were killed, and their spirits got sucked into that property and held as a prisoner. There were also 3 ET ghosts. I egged them all, got intel, found an underground facility on the property that is connected to level 6 experimental labs. Lots of genetic and magnetic experiments here. 200 lab workers, and none of them were nice. 70% of them were AI. I found the boss, a level 6 ass soul, go up the food chain, and then the side chain, and was connected to Theta Wolf. So called in backup allies and home team. Thank you again, home team.
So, and the thing
So
is, if you go up and down, I wouldn't have gotten it. I had to go to the sideline. So
Mhm.
that's really cool. Okay, just
Yeah,
thought I'd put
yeah,
that in
it
there.
is really cool. Very good thinking. So Egan quarantined him, the Theta, yeah, Theta Wolf, and everyone above, below, to the sides, and then got the dog, horse, and 2 lab experiment ghosts, and all the rehabable ghosts from this facility, and sent them to rehab. Uh, yeah, sent the ghosts to rehab, not Theta Wolf. Just
No, no,
clarifying here, not Theta Wolf.
no.
Um, So these ghosts that were sent to rehab were so grateful to be rescued, and some were crying with relief and gratitude. Then got all the intel and gave all of the others, such as Theta Wolf and all of his employees, all the assholes, their karma and zeroed them. And then it got very quiet. Then Laura Lee rained aurora light dust on the facility and the property with truth, justice, and karma on auto renew for a minimum of 72 hours. Now, at that same time, I was working on a client and found that Theta Wolf was also tied to this. And what he was doing was he was creating and using living symbiotic energy frequency beings that were completely synthetic but seemed real. They were basically a highly advanced holographic projection that used frequencies and codes to seem real. Now, these codes do something to our brains, so our brains would complete the picture of whatever it is they were trying to show us. So they were very unique, they were very personal, and it helped them to know what to say to keep us hooked. Now, this tech was used on targeted individuals as well, and and it was huge for making and teaching imposter guides. Now, I have to say though, this client knew that it was not a true guide. She knew that this thing was just messing with her, and she was on top of all of it. So you know who you are. Good job. Um,
Good job.
so because this thing was made to
Oh
be
yeah,
personal, it was made to really get to you. So now on to the Delta Wolf. So delta brainwaves are associated with zero point 0.5 to 4 hertz. So as you can tell, the numbers are getting lower and lower and lower, going from, uh, you know, 12, 30 hertz, and now down to zero point 0.5. So it really does show that this has to do with the brain really
relaxing,
relaxing
getting.
and getting into the
Mm-hmm.
Lucy zone.
Mm-hmm.
So this Delta Wolf was exterminated on the 11th, so 9/11, very
Interesting.
interesting day, by me. So predominant, these brainwaves are predominant during deep sleep, and REM promotes physical and mental relaxation and aid in memory consolidation and healing. Now, when occurring during waking hours, which is really hard to do, um, it can impair focus and alertness. And this wave in particular, this delta wave, is associated with Alzheimer's, which can be caused by people also just not wanting to remember extreme traumas or be accountable. Um, Generally, it's for people who want to believe a comfortable lie. Um, so the story is that I got rid of the Delta Wolf and upline, downline, sidelines, and there were energy storage devices that created an intermatrix grid. So, in other words, it went throughout all the matrices here in the hologram because there's more than one. So, this made it easier for assholes to control all of these matrices. Now, the Delta Wolf was a Nephilim, and he was an ascended Jesus, ascended Jesus, but we emphasize the ass ended. Um, Now, he had a god complex and gave it to others as well. He was part human and part Syrian, and used his essence or his body to infiltrate the Matrix. He liked giving people a god complex. It was really one of his favorite things, and it kept them buying into his lies and delusions. So,
And not that hard. Not that hard to
yeah,
do.
not that hard to do. So Delta Wolf was also embedded in all of the lies of all religions. He demanded absolute devotion from everyone here, either knowingly or unconsciously. He almost succeeded, but there were a few of us who felt from the core of our being that this was not right and meticulously did the inner work to break free of his mind control prisons slash indoctrinations, especially from religions. So
And
that
he's gone.
completed the big
You
bad wolf here.
exterminated that guy.
Uh-huh. Yep. So, the thing about these notes, like I said, I don't like writing notes, so it's really all on Laura Lee. And
And we
let's face
both
it, a lot
went
of
through this.
we
It's like,
went through this in detail. Within this 22-minute segment here, I bet only about 10 of it's going to actually show up in the show, because there were a lot of things that's like, oh, spelling error, oh, this is confusing, and we had to pause and regroup and come back. And writing notes is not easy. You're really tapping into a fluctuating field when you're doing this kind of work, and none of it really makes sense. None of it is computable to the 3D brain. So of course it's going to be
well, and then we
complicated.
had,
But you did it.
we had those funky things on us that made Samantha Calamanda. So bottom line is, you gotta laugh, okay? We gotta laugh. That's how we get through this. And I think we be done.
I think we be done. I agree. So episode 30 is complete. And again, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, send this to whoever you think would be interested.
And give us comments. Let us know what you think.
Let us know how weird we are, okay?
Yeah,
just,
do that.
just in case we don't know already.
Oh, God. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. It's always such a pleasure. Thank you for coming and laughing with us, and for, coming in and being interested in this information.
Yes, and this isn't for everybody. We know that. This isn't like a YouTube video.
It affects everyone.
It does. It does. But it's, so it's a select group. And thank you for being part of that select group. And go tell others who you think are weird shit specialists. Okay. 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 Adios, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Till next time.
Bye-bye.